Hello, hello.
Hey.
We are live with the pro or naughty Crow Inquisitors. It has been a long time
Hey.
since I've been able to say that. We are not here with the full episode, of course, but instead a mini session, side story thing, prologue of sorts with our kind of antagonist of the season,
Yeah.
the newly renamed Caspian Goldvein,
Yeah.
because I thought his name was Caspian. It was actually Casper, but then we just decided to change it so I didn't have to change the overlays because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Um,
It's all good.
you sound younger anyway when they were named Caspian, so
Yeah. I mean, he's not.
right,
He's
exactly.
51.
Exactly, but I'm saying like he'd want to sound
But,
younger.
oh, I suppose. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are here. We're going to be doing a little prologue thingy. So the first thing we're going to start off with is a love letter written
Yay.
to Caspian with affection and adoration. Let me pull it up. This is kind of frame our session probably because we'll basically see how the depths to which Caspian has got himself stuck in a load of trouble. Um,
Yeah.
so
It doesn't matter. I have tons of money. I'll just buy my way out.
well, we'll see.
Gray 6 resources.
Oh, one thing that I did want to ask you,
Yeah.
and I meant to ask you off stream, but I guess I'm gonna ask you on stream. The
Fair
more
enough.
I thought about it, the more I think I might want to keep new characters without anything but starting Artha, because like that's a lot of Artha to start with when you haven't really earned it as the character.
Yeah.
Are you cool with that?
That's fine.
Because like you're gonna earn it all. You're gonna earn a lot of it because I know you.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I don't care.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
What is the starting? It's
Three fate points and one persona.
and
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yep.
And then one deeds, right?
No. Nope. But yeah. So here's the love letter. My dear Caspian.
Quick question. Do you want me
Yes.
to run over the character first?
Yeah.
A little introduction
Yeah,
thing?
let's
Okay.
do that.
I didn't know if maybe you want to do that
Nope.
first or second. But,
That makes sense. Let's do that first.
okay. So I'm playing Caspian Goldvein. He's a 51-year-old human. I guess they're all humans now, but
Specifically, you're a member of the sub race known as the
Yeah.
Kaza.
okay. Yeah, what he said. I don't have any beliefs yet because I haven't figured that out yet. But instincts are always have at least two people around, preferably ones that like you more than each other. So they kill each other instead of you. Never settle for less when you can have more. I just realized how glad I am this isn't fate. And always be the one in control. Because if I got compelled on never settle for less when you can have more, it would be the worst thing ever. Character traits: self-satisfied. His die traits are affinity for business, haggling, and noblesse oblige, and crippled for power. So I have like a max of 3, I think, on power. And then con traits are pennywise and charismatic. I don't think we went over relationships and stuff. So yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So that's Caspian Goldvein for you. It's gonna be interesting because he's basically in charge of the small town. At which the new Crow Inquisitors have since found themselves. And we'll figure out the exact reason why they're here on Friday.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I assume it's because I went around and burned all the oasis in the area, so people had to come to my town. But
well, if you did indeed do that, that is definitely the reason.
I did mention that as a thing I would like
All
to
right.
do.
Well, I must have missed that. Yeah, that's definitely the reason that they did.
He was like, "Hey, you know what would make people come and buy our stuff? If there wasn't any other option, let's do
Yeah.
that."
Yep. I think Connor would have a problem with that.
I mean, I'm sure he deflected it onto somebody else. I'm sure nobody knows that's he was the one that did it. But,
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's his thing, making other people look like they did the things that he wants to do.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that on Friday. But
Yeah. All right, go.
all right, the love letter. My dear Caspian, your gamble paid off. It looks like you own an entire town now and have soldiers, assassins, and loyal servants at your disposal. Things are looking up, but everyone has skeletons in their closet. Let's see what yours are. Roll 2d6.
Oh, right. That's the thing I have to do.
And not with the burning wheel success thing. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Ouch. Do I get a reroll?
Nope.
Yeah.
On a miss, there are a lot of bones in there.
Yeah.
All right, so these are all three of these things are true.
Good. Okay.
There's a group of people in town who want you dead for something you did, right or wrong. You don't know their identity, but there have been attempts on your life, and they won't stop until you find the culprits. So not just like taking over the town. It's you did some sort of specific thing that angered a specific group of people.
Oh, I'm sure I did a lot of those things.
Well, let's talk about that real quick. What is something that you probably did specifically that might have angered a group of fiery people?
I mean, I did not literally. I basically stole this from a noble, so it's probably somebody who liked him or is related to him.
I already have. That's the third one.
You've got something else for that. All right, good. Okay. Let's see. Well, I mean, he's a money lender, so that opens up a lot of that's his main thing. That's why he has so much money. So, I mean, it could literally just be somebody who didn't pay back their debt, so he went and stole all, repoed all of their stuff or something. Yeah, or killed somebody or whatever. Could easily be that. They might have lived in a small village next to the oasis I burned. I don't know. There's a lot of options.
Yeah, let's say that. I mean, okay. So wait a second. You don't know. You don't know who it is. That's a good point. Yeah. So never mind. Okay,
Feel free to pick those
are some options. Yeah. Okay. So you have some ideas about who it might be, but yeah, you don't know
everybody.
But
that's why I have a cult of assassin line.
So the third one that I mentioned, the politics of the region are complicated, and you're at the butt end of it. A neighboring Serano lord is claiming your town as his rightful inheritance. He's apparently related to the belated owner of your recent acquisition. There's not war yet, but things are getting tense. So the town that is the most near to you and the one that you haven't burned, there's some tension there because he's claiming your town.
And for clarification, he probably didn't burn anything worth noting on a map because other than Oasis, because he doesn't want to be pegged for it. So he wouldn't have burned any of the actual towns, but if there were a small.
How do you burn an Oasis though?
I mean, you burn all of the trees and then you bury the well.
All right.
Or whatever they have there, whatever bodies of water are there. Or you haul out the water that's there as much as you can because you're in a desert. Why wouldn't you? And then you throw dirt in the rest of it.
All right. The last one. Your health is getting worse every day. You're not sure what's wrong, but you need to find a doctor or a mage fast, or else.
Probably having gold in my hand.
And that's what I figured. Yeah. Something went wrong when you did that, and now it's slowly killing you.
Yes. Long story short, there's a reason his name's Goldvein. And
So I'm gonna go ahead and so we can do all this in burning wheel rules. I'm gonna go ahead and add to your enemy circles the neighboring Serano Lord. I'll make up a name for him later. And then I'll add to your traits. What trait would it be? Is there a trait that means you're dying from illness or something, or have a sickness?
I mean, well, there's crippled, but I have that.
Right, but I don't know. I know there's palsy.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we gave me crippled for free, so maybe this should be why. I didn't actually buy crippled, and technically you're supposed to buy bad traits too. So do we want to just say that's why I get crippled? Because.
well, yeah. I don't want to, and I'm not necessarily giving you a trait that is going to necessarily be more complicated, in terms of.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess crippled would make sense. So basically, it's along the lines of, but I really like this. I really like palsy.
Okay.
So, palsy is the shakes. Manifestation of this can be minor or only arise under certain conditions, but whenever it does arise, the character has serious difficulty performing delicate work with the hands. +1 ob to any delicate work on agility or perception/agility rooted skills.
And that's intermittent. It's not all the time.
It's just in certain conditions, or like periodically. I think I like that as like a twofold punch. Like the crippled is part of it, but it's the palsy itself that is like it's caused by some sort of debilitating disease.
How do you spell that?
PALSY. And just say +1 ob maybe in parentheses. Just as a quick note. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have this like shake in your hands that happens sometimes, and it's getting worse.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go. Awesome. You were our first miss.
Yeah.
I'm excited for.
Can't wait for Jared's 12.
Well, that's the thing. He would probably choose all of them.
Yeah. Well, good. All right. Well, yeah. It's a good start.
So that gives us some things to work with.
Yep.
I've been thinking of maybe requisitioning someone to make a map of this region, because that would be cool.
I know there's a guy who does maps for for role playing. I'm not sure who it is, but I know they get maps done. Or maybe it was from the guy who did Blades, John, I think his name was. I think he might have had somebody who. Yeah, that's what it was. He requisitioned a bunch of maps from somebody for Blades, and they were pretty nice looking as far as I remember. So yeah. I don't remember who it is though, but that might be worth it.
Yeah, I need to look around and see who might be cheap but still nice. The best deal in that regard. Because I think it might be cool to get like a small map of like the region that this is gonna take place in.
That'd be cool.
One that's like professionally done.
Right.
But okay, so yeah, we have the situation. I mean, and so like those are 3 beliefs right there.
That's true.
Which is kind of why I built these love letters, because it kind of gives us a little bit of spark of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you whether like what is interesting to you to pursue. But
yeah. I'm not going to do any goal-based things on them yet, because I don't really
that makes sense.
Have that. But, if you want to go ahead and start, I'll think a bit while we're going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. The first thing I'm trying to think of is if your fiction thing that you wrote is canon, or if I want to like, cannibalize it and like make it part of the actual narrative of what's happening, but in game. But I think we start. I mean, let's just start when you wake up. Let's see a little bit of Caspian's like routine in the day.
Okay.
So
come up with that, I guess.
The shot, and like we can montage as much of it as you want to. But I think we see, like a shot of the desert sands. And I think like we just hear the sound of wind blowing. After we get like the credit sequence, of course. At the opening credit sequence, we have like the normal Pro Naughty theme, but with like Middle Eastern strings and stuff, stylizing it. And then we see the desert landscape, and we see just like one like lone like spiked lizard just like crawling across the sand.
Oh.
No, like an actual lizard, not a lizard person, not a lizard man.
Yeah.
And then the lizard scurries away as we start hearing the like the thunder of hooves as a couple of riders like ride past the camera.
It's not me because I can't ride.
Right. It's Kasim. We see
Okay.
Kasim, and I'll go.
Kasim. Anyway, sorry. Sorry.
We see him riding in. I do not know what happened to the original Kasim character sheet. I have no clue what happened to it. It disappeared, and I had the picture on there, but
what? Yeah, I'm trying to think of what.
Yeah, I don't know where it went. But yeah, we see this, Middle Eastern looking man in armor, like plate armor, with a sword strapped to his waist, with a couple of other like soldier types, riding across the desert landscape. And then we kind of pan up, and we see that they're actually riding towards originally looked like just like a rock formation in the distance, but it's actually like Whitesea Keep.
Yeah. Also, he's probably not wearing plate in the way that we would think it. It's probably more like banded mail because it's hot.
Yeah, true.
So just for a visual aid for anybody watching. But
But yeah, so they're riding up. We get that montage of them riding up, and as like the Arabian Nights, music is playing.
Yes. Oh, so good.
And then we go up to the gate, and he just calls out to someone in Kaza, and they open the gate and come in. And we get this whole scene of him getting off his horse being led away by a groom, and then him making his way after, like he rides through the town and then makes his way to like the keep, and dismounts there and then comes in, and then we see him like walk up to this chamber. And he walks into this like vaulted chamber. It's like a meal hall, and Caspian is there, eating breakfast. What's Caspian eating, and what does he look like?
Well, he has. I'll describe him. So he's sitting down at a probably like a white marble table, and he's got short black hair and sort of like a 5 o'clock kind of shadow beard. He's got he's Persian, so he's got darker skin. He's got brown eyes, and he's sitting in a probably a white coat with like linen, so it breathes or whatever, so he doesn't melt to death. And on the table he has his left hand just kind of sitting next to the plate, and it's as the camera passes over, you notice all the veins are like oddly yellow, and doesn't appear to be using his hand for anything. It's stuck in one kind of claw-like position. And then with his right hand, he's trying to cut with a fork into some meat that you would eat from I don't know, it's probably some kind of lizard.
Yeah,
he's probably got like its head is there, but everything else just looks like normal, like.
Right. So Serragon is home to many larger versions of creatures that we might see on Earth, and also basically any sort of prehistoric creature that no longer exists on Earth but is part of the fossil record. They all exist in and are present on Earth. So there are definitely like velociraptors running around this desert.
Cool.
Like there's a lot of stuff like that. So maybe you're eating like a little. What are they called? The smaller like triceratopsy things, maybe a ceratosaurus or something.
Sure, I don't know anything about dinosaurs. Yeah, so I think it's like its body is cooked and cleaned off, so it's like just meat there, but then the head is sitting there perfectly intact, like next to, like on the edge of the plate, with the rest of it coming out. And obviously he's not eating the head because it still has scales on it. But yeah, so he's cutting into the meat with a fork, and standing next to him is one second. Oh, I remember her name. This was a while ago. Gwen. I don't know. Do I have a picture for her? Yeah, we do. Look at that. Yeah, so she's got sort of fair skin and really dark red hair. She's wearing like a sort of flirtatious red dress, and yeah, and I mean, yeah, no, I guess yeah, I was gonna say she has knives, but you can't see them because that's the point.
Mhm.
And yeah, she's just kind of standing off to the side. She probably has something smaller that she's eating, like maybe some kind of bowl of soup that she's just sort of sipping on. She's standing off to the side. And he
Yeah.
looks up as Casim walks in and sort of just gives him a casual smile or whatever.
And I think, like everyone, Kasim has to make a steel test when
Ah,
entering the presence of.
yes. I want people to think that they have to make a steel test in my presence, even though I think I already spilled the beans
Gosh.
because she's already there.
Oh yeah, that'll be really good.
I'm gonna pull the whole like steel in the missport, like his sister is a steel misting. Everyone thinks it's him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's no adjustment on this, so he's gonna just roll against his hesitation.
Make the impossible roll. And fail, of course.
Technically that's a roll he could succeed, but I'm not gonna spend a fate on that.
Oh, that's true. Oh, he must have really. Yeah, he's good steal.
Yeah, so
It's not Dellen. He's good steal.
he's a soldier. Yeah, so Kasim, he seems visibly shaken by this, and he basically uses like the stand and drool option here. And yeah, he just stands there and he only hesitates for like 2 heartbeats, but yeah, he hesitates.
Right, yeah. So I mean, I suppose I'm probably used to this happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, his smile widens a little bit more and he says, Kasim, can I help you?
Yes, my liege. What do they call you? Do they call you like my liege? Or maybe like I'm sure maybe some people call you that, but like
there was an honorific in the short I wrote. Let me see if I can find it. I think there was. If not, this is gonna be.
Oh yeah. You know what it actually is? Yeah, your title would be Sahib, which is the Arabian word for owner or landowner, basically.
Right, yeah, I'll go with that.
That's the title that I've been using in Angels of Seven, the other Pronati game that I'm running with the missionary kids.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, he probably says Sahib. There has been sightings of Outriders from the town that I have yet not named. It's really nice having named. Well, no.
Quick question. Mm-hmm. So, just as a point of background to work on, have the Crow Inquisitors been sighted yet, or are they still?
No.
Is this before that?
This is before that.
Just making sure.
The nearby town is called Dorade. Typed it in chat. Yeah, so he says there have been signs of Outriders from Dorade.
Oh, that chat. Okay.
Yeah, one of the many chats. Roll 20 chat.
Yeah. So he just shakes his head and he says, "What do they want this time? Why am I doing a Norse accent? What do they want this time?" I'm used to just doing that now when we roleplay, trying to sound Norse.
What they always want, Sahib. Whitesea.
Yeah. Yeah, he just kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. And not at Kasim, just in general. He says, okay, what do they call this? I gotta remember what I called my army.
The White Sands.
Is that what I called them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like I renamed them something because the Whitesea was the name of the keep, and I didn't want to be super redundant. Where's your affiliations? I feel like I put it there.
It's in stats and skills.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Nope, they're still called the White Sands. It was
you
probably
can change it if you want to.
We'll call them White Sands for now. So yeah, it says, gather some White Sands to meet them. I'd prefer to keep this short.
So here's what you're eating.
Wow, it's a long link. Okay. NewDinosaurs.com. The Ceratosaurus, that's what I'm eating?
Protoceratops, yeah.
Oh, that. Okay. Never mind. That was on the side. I was like, that looks like a small T-Rex. What do you mean? That's what I'm meaning. Okay. Nice. Yes, that's great.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, the head obviously you can't really eat it because it's frilled and stuff. But yeah, it's like the ribs are like cracked open. You got like some meat in the inside, and it's kind of like this big. It's like a pig almost, like roasted on a spit kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Who knows if Protoceratops actually taste good? But we've decided that they do. And so yeah, sorry, what did you say to him?
He said, "Have some of the white sands gather. I want to keep this short."
Right. He says. He nods. Are you sure you want to resort to violence, Caspian?
Shakes his head. He says, "I'm hoping to resort to intimidation."
Fair enough. They gave you this. He kind of throws like a letter in front of you.
Okay. Yeah.
You've gotten like 3 of these already.
Yeah. He kind of just tosses. Actually, I don't know if she can read. Give me a second.
I'm not sure she can.
Look at her character sheet. I don't think she has reading as a skill. I made her character sheet. I should know this, but she does not. Okay. She doesn't make the very good head of a information network if you can't read. But anyways, yeah. So he just opens it and kind of glances over it briefly.
One of your other wives does the reading.
Okay.
You have the scribe wife.
Yeah. I found the document. That's why I'm pausing here. I'm just trying to find what I ended up calling these guys. The Marasi. That's what I called them.
Oh, that's kind of funny because I actually ended up naming the town in Kaza. Like the Kaza name for it is and I gotta check it now. Mandershi.
That's funny.
So
yeah, I think I picked a couple words and like smushed them together or something in Persian.
But yeah, so.
All right, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, so he glances over it. Pretty sure he knows what it's gonna say, but he just goes over it real quick.
Yeah, and it's basically like. It's like from the guy, the Serano Lord, whose name is Iro. Mm-hmm. And he Iro.
Is he an uncle?
Iro Gull.
Okay.
And yeah, the letter is exactly the same as the other ones, except a little bit more, maybe a little bit more urgent. Like, please, Sahib Caspian Goldvein, I plead with you to meet with me so we can discuss the negotiations in you handing over Whitesea to me and its rightful owner. The longer you continue to play at this game, the more you offend me and the patron saints and the great god himself, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah. Signed, Eurogel.
So I think I'm going to I was gonna send going to get it, but I don't want her to come back and scare me. So I'm going to motion to there's probably like a servant standing off on the side, motion to them, and ask for a parchment and a pen and or a pen, or a quill, whatever they use. It's probably like a really long scale or like a lizard scale that they use to write or something. They dip in ink.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So he gestures for one of those so he can write a reply.
Okay. What is that? What is the reply going to be?
So basically, he writes that the deal made between is his brother, or
that's a good question. Yeah, I think probably brother makes the most sense.
So it says the deal struck between myself and your brother is legally binding under both the law of the land and the law of those who speak for the patron saints.
Mm.
It says, as the is he deceased? No, he wasn't. He left.
No, he just left.
As the next of kin in ownership of this property, it was within your right at the time to purchase it for ridiculous amount of money. But unfortunately, that period of time has lapsed under legal code.
Mm-hmm.
It says, you continue to harass me and myself and my subordinates about this unlawful claim, I'm afraid it will come to more than pleading and pestering. And then he pens that out. Also, what's my calligraphy skill? Did I end up taking that?
I mean, yeah, you're definitely gonna have to roll here, and this is definitely the time where your palsy acts up.
Right.
Of course.
I don't have calligraphy. I think I gave my
probably just write then.
Brother calligraphy.
Or you want him to do it, or are you writing?
You know what? I didn't give myself right. I don't know how to write. Okay. I did that on purpose. I'm not good at writing because of my hand. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I gave it to him. So I'm gonna have him pen it. That's who I send. I send a servant to go fetch him, and I can pen it.
Sure, yeah. So
because I know I gave him tons of those.
Ravi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ravi comes. And,
yeah, look at that. Oh, he has 2 calligraphy. That's not amazing, but whatever.
He walks in. He seems a little like winded, like he rushed here. He says, "Oh, yes, brother. What do you desire? You have need of my services."
I need a response penned to
Hero.
Oh yeah, that's the name of the town. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, to and then I sort of gesture for him to sit, and I tell him what I wanted to write. He has 3, right? I think.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and make.
He could probably use. Can he get where is it? Calligraphy as a fork for that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can you use law-wise for that? Because it's technically illegal. Like, that's what it is. He's writing a legal.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Statement. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Wait. He also has handwriting-wise, so.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Man.
So that probably helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 forks.
Also, I think I noticed that his shirt is like unbuttoned, or not unbuttoned, but buttoned incorrectly.
Yep.
Like it was done in haste, and he just kind of shakes his head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're picking up what I'm laying down.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what the ob for this would be. Right. Composing a letter, ob 3. Ooh, that's not a good color.
Oh, good.
Yep. I'll go ahead and spend a fate for him.
Wait, he only got +2?
Yeah.
I thought he had 3 things.
Calligraphy and handwriting wise. Oh, and law-wise. You're right. Here, let me roll this dice for that other fork.
Okay. Yeah.
Oop.
At least he got a 6.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'll spend a fate for him.
Okay.
Because he has some fate. He's an important character.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. Clearly his mind is elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so it looks okay, right? But like, it's not really gonna fly that well when he sends it to Hero. So.
Right. No, he's not gonna send it to him. Unless the guy did he come with the party of Outriders, or is he? Because I mean,
no.
if he sent a letter asking me to come meet him, and then Outriders, so I assumed. One would be
rigs.
redundant unless he was with them, right?
So he sent Outriders with a letter.
I see. Okay, I
yeah,
thought they weren't here yet.
no,
All right.
and the Outriders, I think Kasim like
That makes sense.
kind of leans into you while this is all happening. Not leans into you, but leans towards you.
Yeah.
And he says, "The Outriders were not expecting us. I believe that they were trying to gather strategic information, and only when we intercepted them did they produce a letter. An excuse, really." This is while Robbie is writing the letter.
Right. He nods. He says, "I suppose we ought to have a chat with them then." And he stands up from his mostly eaten lizard.
Are you sure you want to venture out today, Caspian? In your condition?
He shrugs and he says, "I have to venture out sometime, otherwise everyone will think I've died." Can't have Robbie talk to everyone for me all the time.
And I wouldn't want to either.
Yeah, he just is like, yes, well, I suppose Maitreya would begin to miss you.
Pales. I don't know what you're talking about.
His hand slips and he like splatters, and that's why it's so bad. This says, "Oh, right, of course." Anyways, are you nearly done?
Well, I was done, but now you've made me spill ink, so I have to redo it.
He grabs it and he says, "I'm not sure it'll matter."
Yeah, there you go.
And then says, "Now, just go say hi to your non-existent friend for me, will you?" And then he says, and he goes to walk out.
He salutes you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you and Kasim, go down to the stables, and he helps you up on your horse. Do you have riding?
Nope.
Awesome. Yeah, so Kasim looks really worried. I think he asks you again.
Isn't Kasim crippled?
Oh.
His legs don't work, do they?
I totally forgot about that.
Because I remember coming up with an awesome idea for his saddle, as locking his legs in.
Let me check this. So he has maim, then it's speed at +2 ob. So it's not like he can't. It's not like he can't walk.
Okay.
It's that he's not good at walking. He has a very pronounced limp.
Okay. I thought he legitimately like.
No, he can't not use his legs. It's just.
Okay, right enough. So I just trying to remember.
Yeah. So
horses,
just to frame when we saw him walking, it was very with a limp. He has soldiers next to him that are like helping him if he. Yeah, he has. I think he has an ever-present like attendant with him, like a young like squire or whatever, who's like always or page, like always with him, making sure that he's, he doesn't fall or anything. Okay. But yeah, so he has another page help you up on your horse. He gets up on his. So
if I don't have ride, I don't know that I ride. It's not a huge place.
I mean, they're not. So that's the thing. Like the Outriders didn't like come to the city. They were. I'm actually not entirely sure the order of what's happening here.
Okay.
Cause you like going to meet with them. They're not. Like they're just out there. Like they're camped out there in the desert. So,
okay.
If you want to send someone to call them here, that.
No, yeah. I mean, in that case, I'll just get a horse and ride slowly, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess make a ride test. I mean,
we're not like in a hurry, are we? Don't really need to test.
Yeah, I guess.
Slowly trot out there, do we?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
It'd just be funny if you really failed it. Yeah. So you go ahead and ride out. And yeah, you meet them at their camp, and one of the Serano knights, and I think it's probably like a holy knight. He like meets you guys as you come up.
Wait, there's a holy knight there?
Yeah.
What? Alright.
Did you like?
Great.
This is where they go. Like this is where all holy knights were, until 2 years ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so they're all around
Forgot about
here.
that.
This
I
is
suppose I'm
basically
probably
like
not a huge fan of them, huh?
this is basically like Israel during the Crusades. Like
Right.
yeah.
And I assume I'm not a huge fan of them because
No.
I was originally right.
No, so
I thought as much.
and like you can tell, I think, by the way this Holy Knight presents himself, that this is probably a Holy Knight who maybe like left the church and is now working as a mercenary for like this guy, but he still wears this stuff, right? Like yeah. But you've seen a lot of people like this, like people who are disgraced by the church but still stuck around in the desert and are mercenaries now. And so
they liked being able to purge their sins by murdering people.
Exactly. And so, he comes up to you and like walk towards you as you like trot up, and he says, "Goldvein himself, coming out to pay his respects."
Says, "Oh, Holy Knights, I wasn't aware that." I'm sorry, what's his name? I'm gonna write it down somewhere so I can remember it. What's the Lord's name?
Iro, or Iro. I don't know how you.
Oh, that was his name. Okay, it is there.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. This is a Holy Knights. I didn't know Iro's ramblings were actual devotion.
He kind of like smirks. "They're not. Iro's about the most impious man I've ever met. And I've met myself."
He chuckles. He says, "Well, I've received the same letter from your master for the third time. I thought maybe it was time I replied." And he produces the letter, but he's also just checking to see if he has any reaction to him being called master, or having a master or whatever.
Yeah, he kind of like he's like folded his arms the whole time, and he's just like, and you like produce a letter. Is that what you
yeah
do?
yeah
Okay, yeah. He says, "I'm surprised you took the time. You know that he doesn't care about any letters, unless you're surrendering the Whitesea, of course."
He shrugs and he says, "Unlike I like to do things by the law. Says I'd like to give him opportunity to do things legally before we do them illegally." And he gestures with the note again, like, "You should take this."
Yeah. "Whose law are we talking about, Goldvein? Yours or ours?"
He just shrugs and says, "Whichever one has more swords at the time."
He nods. "That's about right." And then he grabs the letter, kind of like rolls it up, sticks it in his pants. He says, "Was that all? You'd come out here personally to give me a letter?"
He shakes his head and he says, "I take it it's safe to assume you're in charge of this, I don't know what they call a squad or whatever, this band, I guess."
Yeah. "The name is Torin. As you can see by the tats, I'm an old Holy Knight, abandoned by my brothers to die in this godforsaken desert. Well, I survived, and Iro took me in. And that means, yes, in a roundabout way, I guess I'm in charge of this little band, as much as anyone can be in charge of anything where Iro is involved."
Says, "Well, my men seem to have noticed yours poking their noses where they didn't belong. Not by your order, I'm sure, but..." And he just kind of trails off, like...
Again, all of my men are carrying swords, so we follow our law. Our law says that this is our country, and that means we can stick our noses wherever we wish. And there's not a flaming thing you can do about it, Goldvein, unless you want to bring your own swords to bear. In which case, Gull will have something to say about it."
So to preface, I did, when I told them to bring the Marasi with me, I like meant that they were coming with me too. So I do have
Right. He knows.
a number of
yeah,
Marasi. Okay,
yeah.
I just want to make sure he knew there were other people.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, he's basically like trying to call your bluff here, like you won't start something kind of a thing.
right.
You're too
So
much.
sorry. He said.
Yeah, you're too much of a businessman, Goldvein. You don't want to start a war where there doesn't need to be one.
Says he'd be surprised how profitable war can be for business. And he says,
No.
and then you said that Eero, or he said that Eero would find out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, and given that my letter is, as you pointed out, so pointless, I guess. It seems I may have to send him a more pointed message.
I'm not scared, Goldvein, if that's what you're trying to do.
So I'm not trying to scare you.
Did you bring Gwyn with you, by the way?
Yes.
All right, I should have had. Sorry, I didn't realize that. I should have made this guy make a skill test.
No problem. I mean, we could just assume he passed it because
yeah, let's do that. Let's just do that.
Unless unless she like rides up or something. But yeah, it's fine.
Let's do that.
I mean, he probably would have just drooled for a second. It wouldn't have mattered anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he says, "I'm not. It's not you. I'm trying to intimidate, basically."
So is that what this is about? Do you want me to go bring this message and the other message to Eero? I'm just doing.
He shrugs and he says, "If you think that he'll believe that we're not to be messed with without a few headless corpses, then I suppose that's your call. If not, then that's why they're here." He gestures to the small group of people behind it.
You're not really threatening me, are you, Goldvein? I don't take kindly to threats.
He chuckles and he says, "Neither do I." Says, "This is the third I've received. I'm growing rather tired of it."
I'm just doing my job, Goldvein. Don't kill the messenger and all that.
He smiles and he says, "Like I said, if you think you can convince him that this is folly, I'd more than happy just let you walk away." As you said.
Make a persuasion test.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Make a test to see if you can convince this guy that it's in his own best interest to try to convince his lord to stop.
Okay. So can I'm gonna try and figure out what forks I could use here. So lord-wise, he's not a lord, but I'm asking him to send a message to a lord. Would that work?
I think it counts. Yep.
Okay, so that's one. Can I fork in intimidation? I'm threatening to murder him otherwise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't see anything else that would happen except maybe in haggling. It's not really a deal, though. I mean, I'm not really striking a deal, I guess. I mean, we kind of are, but that's sort of the same as persuasion. And I don't know. Do you think haggling would count?
No, I don't think so. Not in this case.
Okay, so then I'll just roll
Yeah.
2. So 2 modifiers. I don't think I need the Arthur for this. What's the obstacle? His will, I assume?
Yeah, his will, which I'm figuring out right
Am I getting any help, by the way, from either Kasim or Gwyn? Probably not. Well, probably more so from Gwyn than Kasim, because Gwyn is scary.
I mean, Kasim is too.
That's true, yeah. Fair enough. I mean, she's naturally scary, but yeah.
Yeah, let me check here.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think Kasim, he like sends his horse forward just a little bit and says like, and basically says something about like Think about the strategy of the situation, Thorin. We have you outnumbered. We can hold this keep against an indefinite siege. We have, and he basically just goes on to like tell of all these different like strategical
Well, don't give our
advantages.
cards.
Well, that's the thing. Like he's saying
Yeah.
stuff that's just very obvious,
Okay,
and
right.
then they would know, and just like
Yeah.
things that would be like, you don't want to mess with us. Like we're in a very good
Right.
strategical position here, and you know it. And here's why.
Right.
So he's gonna add 1 dice with strategy.
Okay.
And yeah, I think Gwen. I don't really know like what she would do exactly, except
I mean, I was thinking more like
there.
the whole thing where like his eyes would constantly flick to her, like, why do I feel like she's
Right,
creepy,
okay, yeah,
and why
yeah,
is she
sure.
looking at me like that?
Sure. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
you can add 1 dice for intimidation.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
North, and I'm sorry, what was the obstacle? What's his will?
Yeah, I think will plus situational modifiers, which will make it, I think, 6.
All right. Well, I might as well spend a fate on that.
Oh, nice.
So remind me, a fate allows me to reroll all of the
All
sixes or just one?
D6s, yeah.
Okay. Where is persuasion? There it is. Okay. And there were 2? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another 6. And... Okay, so that's 6.
There you go. That's all you need, though.
Man, with the 2s, every time. Look at all those 2s.
Yeah, so Torin like nods slowly, and he says, all right. I see the wisdom of the situation,
I'm
Goldvein.
super rich, why didn't I bribe it?
You could have
Not used to having money,
just
sorry.
like hired him. You could have just like said, "Hey, come to my side."
Yeah,
I
kind of want to do that,
You
actually.
can still do it.
Alright, so what does he say?
Yeah, so he says, because I kind of like Torin.
Yeah, me too. I think that Caspian likes him too, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he says, I can see wisdom where it lies openly. You are in a good strategic position. You do outnumber us. I obviously don't want to get myself killed. I'll talk to him. I don't hold much sway, of course. I'm just a mercenary. But I'll do what I can to try to sway his opinion away from this place. Maybe focus on another town where he might have another illegitimate claim.
So he smiles and he says, you're already more wise than Ito. In fact, I suppose, should something happen to him, you'd make a better ruler than he would.
Raises an eyebrow.
He says, if this did come to an unfortunately expensive conflict, he says perhaps you would prefer to fight on the winning side. And he kind of like, he puts his golden hand over his other hand, because like, despite being crippled, it's also internally solid gold. And it's kind of like a thing where he uses, because he's self-assured, so he doesn't care that it looks crippled. All he cares about is that it's solid gold. So yeah, he's trying to play the whole like, yeah, I have money, see.
Yeah, and Torin kind of like, his eyebrow raises even further, and he says, "What are you offering, Goldvein?"
He smiles and says, well, gold. And I suppose
This is such a good scene.
yes, I love this. And should it be a feasible arrangement, control over now I need to know the name of the town. Deride? How'd you pronounce that? Derade? Derade, that's how you pronounce it.
Derade, yeah.
Has them perhaps control of Derade. I prefer my neighbors to be of the...
Actually, it would probably be pronounced Doriady.
Variety. Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps control of variety. I prefer my neighbors to be of a intelligent sort.
I don't know much of ruling.
He shrugs and he says, all there is to it is getting people who know it better than you to do it for you. He says most nobles don't know anything of ruling either. They're born into it. Just take Ito, for example.
Well, that's true. Now think
Just
about
take it from a made man. It's much more satisfying when you take it for yourself.
I'll think about what you've said, Goldvein. We'll talk again, I'm sure.
And he nods, and then I think he takes out a coin of some kind of denomination that is, significant, but I don't have to roll for.
Baptist.
And sort of flips it to him. He says,
You missed my joke?
"Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry."
I said Baptist.
And he says, "For the trouble of coming out here on that fool's behest," and then goes to turn his horse to the side.
Okay, so are you just giving him like a run-of-the-mill coin, or are you actually giving him a cash die here?
I mean, it's not supposed to be. It's just supposed to be like
okay, yeah,
a nod of
yeah.
yeah. It wasn't supposed to be anything significant. Just enough to be like, oh, hey, cool.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So he heads off with his Outriders. I'm assuming you make your way back.
Yeah. Do either Kasim or Gwen have anything to say about that exchange?
I don't think Gwen has much to say in public arenas like this.
Yeah.
And so she's just at your side. Kasim though he kind of looks at you and he says, "Trying to replace me, Sahib?"
He just looks over and says, "Oh, I didn't know you were bidding for control of Doriadi. Man, all right. Doriadi. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't know you were bidding for control of Doriadi."
You know what I mean.
So he just kind of smiles. He says, "It helps to have friends, even if we don't end up needing them. If everything goes optimally, we'll never hear from Ito again. If not, then perhaps we'll have a man to open his gates."
All I'm saying is, there's only room for one military commander under your employ. And he's saying it almost jokingly.
Yeah. He nods. He says, "So I wouldn't want anybody else to charge through that open door with me."
Very well.
Well, you know what I mean. I probably wouldn't be charging through, but you know what I mean.
In spirit, Sahib. In spirit.
Exactly. And then, I think he just kind of shoots him with a smile, and then they ride back.
Okay. Cool. How about we take a quick break here, and get some water and stuff, and then we'll return.
That's one problem solved. 2 more to go.
Yeah,
we're making good headway.
Yeah,
that's all we're going to hear about that, I'm sure. Right? Yep.
By the end of the session, for sure. Yep. That's gonna happen.
Yep. That's burning wheel, right?
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Yeah.